Well, as I lay here wondering why I'm on the ground, I thought to myself I should probably get my suspension serviced and tuned. It's been a while, 150 hours of riding to be exact, but I had some questions. Why do we tune our suspension? Why does every experienced rider tell you that this should be the first upgrade? What's the process, and how do I set up the bike for Singletrack after the service? So I went to Swick Suspension in McMinnville, Oregon to ask him these questions.
Well, my name's Kent. The company is Swick Suspension Solutions. So how I got into suspension was in 2004. There had been quite a long time between my last bike and the bike I got in 2004, and much had changed. And I was riding and I was finding I was struggling with things, arm pump, traction, staying on the trail, and someone told me that maybe I should consider my springs and what they were rated for. And so I did a little bit of a dive and found some information and decided I was going to do my own suspension. And as a science teacher, I felt like I could follow instructions, and I did. And the change from before to after was just unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. From there, I did my family's bikes and some friends, and just time goes by, and then I had some pressure from another friend to open up the doors and work on other people's bikes. And so in 2016, I started the company, and as a legit, LLC, and been going ever since. So there's service and maintenance that is necessary, but then there's also tuning. So tuning it to suit your physical attributes, to match the terrain that you're riding and even the skill level you're riding, that's a key. And the whole idea there is that you want the suspension to perform in such a way that you can have the wheels on the ground when you want them on the ground. Because when they're on the ground, you can steer, you can brake, you can accelerate, but when they're not staying on the ground and you want to steer, brake, or accelerate, you can't. All right, so you've got your bike set up, and by that I mean we have springs that are correct for your weight with gear. You've had things serviced, you've set your sag, and if you've had it tuned, so the profiles have been changed to match your riding style and your skill level, now it's time to go out for a ride, a shakedown ride. And on the shakedown ride, the settings that are on the forks and on the shock, if you had it done by tuner, will be your baseline. If you haven't, if it's still stock, then use the manufacturer's baseline that they recommend for you, and go out for a ride. For me, when I'm out doing a shakedown, trying to sense the things about the bike that I like and don't like, I am usually thinking about the rebound, how bouncy the handlebars are. I mean, I get most of my feedback on the bike from the forks, because they are what are the leading edge of hitting whatever we're hitting. And so I tend to start with the forks, and I start with rebound. And I want the handlebars to be fairly flat and smooth. I really don't want a lot of feedback. But if you're feeling the feedback, then for me, I would start by adjusting the rebound, probably slowing it down from the baseline settings. If that doesn't give me a result I want, then I go back to what it was, and maybe it was actually that it was just too firm, and that's why it was bouncy. So I'll go to the compression adjusters, and maybe I'll soften those to try to see if it smooths that out. It is a preference thing. Some people will start with rebound, some won't. Some will start with shock, some won't. But it's your bike, and you get to make the adjustments to the clickers that you want to make, and you can always go back to the starting point. And it is true that sometimes what you're feeling in the front, actually the culprit could be the back. So don't get discouraged if you've tried some adjustments on the forks and didn't get results. You could then go to the back. If you feel like it's really stiff, then the point to go to with the forks would be to try and soften the compression. Hands hurting, if it's because it's stiff, then we might be finding the solution for that. Hands hurting could be other things involved, but if it's nothing else has changed except for your suspension and now the hands hurt, then I wouldn't blame it on the position of the bars. I wouldn't blame it on the position of your elbows. I would look for it in the suspension, and compression is where I would start. Yeah, so deflecting is often a rebound issue. The rebound is too fast. If it's deflecting, it's likely going to be in a rocky scenario. Could be cobble, could be baby heads, could be in a turn. You're in a turn, but it feels like it's pushing out of the turn and wanting to low side, and that often is a rebound condition, and it's a rebound that's too fast. If you try slowing the rebound down and that doesn't improve it, then I would go to the rebound on the shock and slow it down and see if that changes it. If neither of those change it, then I would try softening the compression on the forks. All right, so for all you riders out there, young or old, experienced or not, I do think for sure the best money spent on your dirt bike is on the suspension. And go ahead and contact me or your local tuner if you happen to know one that's near you. Talk to them about what you are hoping to get. I'm sure that they've got the experience to be able to tell you what you need. And again, your local guys there service you even after the point of sale. So if it's me, I'm going to try to set you up. I want you to be content. If you're not content, I'm going to want you to talk to me so I can have a chance to try and make it better for you. And so to that end, go to the local guy. But if it doesn't work for you, UPS works for me. Thank you.